Alright, so here we are, hoping everything works correctly. So, I kind of went backwards on this because I actually came from Oklahoma, but I went up the back highway to get to Talimena Drive. We're going to ride it from the Arkansas side back to the Oklahoma side. So, off we go. We'll see how this does. Hopefully the wind noise doesn't get us because it's a little warm out today. Warmer than I thought it would be when I started this whole thing. So we're just gonna start and take off. Looks like they actually had like I don't know if it was an intentional burn or if they actually had a little forest fire, but obviously they do a pretty good job of mitigating their forest here because it just burned up the ground cover, which the needles and the leaves and stuff like that. That's kind of what we want to have happen. That's what nature does to clean up the floor of the forest. I'll get on one of my little soapboxes here in a minute, but so, like I said, welcome back. It's a Sunday afternoon. I don't know, almost 4 o'clock. I got a really late start today. But we're going to make the run back, and then I'm actually going to stay the night in McAllister tonight, rather than drive back at night and tempt those suicidal deer to run out in front of me. So anyhow, we're kind of cruising up here. I'm not going to get a chance to stop a whole bunch to do the scenic views, but we'll maybe just slowly cruise through the areas. So I'm super lucky all the way in on this trip. It rained. Looks like the road's even a little bit wet right now, which probably they may have gotten a shower before I got here. But I was going to ride it from Saturday into Sunday, and yesterday it rained literally all day pretty much. It rained pretty heavy. They had flash flood warnings all over the area, and kind of crazy. So I made the choice that I'd ride Sunday into Monday, which worked out fine too. It's just beautiful down here. It's so different than a lot of Oklahoma and Arkansas and stuff because so much of it's your oaks and other trees like that. Down here you actually get into some pine forests. Pretty cool, pretty sweet. Last time I rode this, I came from the Oklahoma side, and I was running super late on that little outing. So I only rode half of it, which you can do coming from either side. You can ride halfway, and then there's, for lack of a better term, there's kind of an escape route that goes to the south. Goes down and goes into I don't know if I'd even really call it a town, but it's called Big Cedar, Oklahoma. But it's kind of cool because if you don't get a chance to be able to do the whole thing, you can kind of cruise through and do half of it even, so that you can at least get a little bit of a shot at it. Here's one of the pullouts, absolutely beautiful over that direction, and super pretty over here. Their pullouts kind of suck though, as far as the how torn up they are. But as you can see, it's an absolutely gorgeous view out there. Like I said, I wish we could stop and actually put up like the drone and I could give you guys some drone footage, but I kind of feel like that we're probably kind of, like I said, I'm way behind. Anyhow, so going back to the whole fire thing earlier, so many states, and I'm from Colorado, and I hate to keep knocking Colorado, but I'm gonna. Back before the Smokey the Bear program back in like the 70s or 60s or whenever that was when it started, before that, when fires started, one, they didn't have the equipment and the ability to get to them as quick, so a lot of times they kind of did their burn on through. And this is kind of a cool sweeping vista here. Acorn Overlook is what it looks like it says. Anyhow, back before all that, they'd have fires, and it would come in and it would burn the ground cover off, burn up the pine needles, burn up the little stuff on the ground, and literally clean up the forest floor. And you could cut down a lot of really old growth trees and see a ring in their rings of life there, their years. You can see scars from where they had a forest fire come through. But what the beauty of it was, is you can burn the trunk of a tree, and it's not going to kill the tree necessarily. I mean, obviously it could if it's bad enough, but for the most part it doesn't. So you have stuff like that come through, and when it kills the trees is when it gets up into the tops of the trees, and it's called a crown fire. And when the crown fires happen, it's bad. That's when it actually kills the tree and stuff like that. Actually, jumping back to my ride over here, I saw that crow coming up, or that raven off of that dead kill on the road there. I was coming down the highway earlier, and it's kind of amazing. I've never gotten the chance to see a bald eagle so close, but the bald eagle, for whatever reason, was eating what was on the road. And anyhow, I'm running up, and it's kind of a little bit of where the highway kind of cuts through a hill. And as I'm running up, I'm looking at this bird thinking, wow, that's a pretty big bird. It doesn't really look like the typical raven or vulture. And when it turns around, I see the white tail, and I'm thinking, holy cow, it's actually a bald eagle. Well, for whatever reason, maybe the bald eagles just aren't as scared of a motorcycle as they are of a car, but it waited a long time to take flight. And what kind of sucked was that it took flight kind of late. And I'm not kidding, I probably was 3 to 5 feet underneath that bald eagle when I rode through. Now, mind you, I hit the brakes and everything to slow down, but it wasn't like I could totally get stopped before getting to him. I was on the highway, 65 miles an hour, and kind of crazy, because I kind of laughed over the fact that that'd be probably one of the most amazing stories to tell, as you get hauled into the hospital after getting in a wreck by hitting a bald eagle full on in the chest or the head while riding a motorcycle. That would definitely be a story to tell forever. Anyhow, today it's very end of April. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so green, but they have had a ton of rain through here in the last couple weeks. But a ton of green, and today it's about 74 degrees. I was actually worried with all the rainy days we were having that I wasn't gonna be able to do the ride, period. And also, even if I did it, I was figuring I was gonna freeze to death. Well, it's actually been, I think it got up to almost 80 earlier today, and it's absolutely beautiful while you're moving. My gear is vented pretty good, so it stays nice and cool even when it's hot, or stays cooler when it's hot. Maybe not nice and cool, but pretty cool. It's been a beautiful day. It's a little bit cloudy right now. I have a feeling that we're going to get rain again tonight at some point. If they can just wait until I get back to the hotel and get dinner down and stuff like that, it would be perfect. I remember the last time I came up here, I actually laughed because I was coming out of Talimena, or Talahini, or however you pronounce it. Anyhow, coming out of town, and I look in the rearview mirror, and there's literally like two Porsches and a Lotus that were right behind me. So it's pretty crazy. Super pretty, super pretty. But anyhow, so needless to say, I pulled over. I was riding that Indian Challenger. Heck, even if I was riding my bike, I'd still pull over because pretty sure I knew what those guys were trying to do. They're trying to see how fast they could run and straighten out these curvy roads on this drive, which I'm sure in a Porsche 911 or a Lotus, I'm sure it could be pretty fun. So here you can kind of see off. It's super, super cloudy. A lot of days, but it's kind of pretty. I guess the prettiest part is just it's amazing how green it is. Coming from Colorado in the Front Range, and the Front Range of Colorado, especially down where we are at, southern Colorado, is super dry, and it's been even more dry in the last 20 years. Just the droughts and stuff we've had to deal with. It's just crazy how dry it is. It's just not very pretty. I mean, the mountains are beautiful at times, but the green grass is lacking. Heck, even some of the green trees are lacking. I really am looking forward to when we get moved, and I'll probably try to make a weekend trip down here from up in Missouri, just to ride this and see the colors in the fall, because with all the different species of trees out here, I'm sure it's more than amazing as far as the colors you're going to see. So I have no clue how long my camera that faces me is going to last today. I messed up. I borrowed a connector. I ride the Triumph, so it doesn't actually have a USB plug-in wired into the bike, which I may just go ahead and do because it really would come in handy. Anyhow, borrowed a plug-in from my oldest son from his Triumph, and I ran the camera up there. I ran it off of the USB, so it was getting power all the time, and this GoPro that's facing back at me is a way older GoPro. It's probably 8 years old. It's a GoPro Session 4, which is just like a little cube, but it works, and it does pretty good video. I don't rely on the audio. I'm running an external mic on the Picasso, and doing that to get the audio for this. This will be my first time trying to edit and splice in, leaving the audio off of the Queso and splicing in the other video from the front face or the back facing camera that faces me. So it'll be kind of cool. All in all, we left out on this trip on a Friday and drove straight through from Colorado to Oklahoma, central Oklahoma, and have been staying with family, and it's been a good trip. It's been nice visiting with everyone and seeing folks and everything like that, and then taking off on this little overnight trip to kind of do this and just get some miles on the bike. And it's kind of crazy because the trip is just, I don't know, doing this has become kind of a great stress reliever for me. I think next year my oldest son, if I do this trip again, but it'll be coming from Missouri, A lot of things will be a variable on that one. But if I do that trip again down here, I think he's going to probably go with me. I could tell kind of today, I think he was a little bit bummed that I was heading out for a ride. And he didn't have his bike up here and stuff like that. But then again, I don't know. It's kind of fun to do some of the rides, like I said. I love riding with him and everything like that, but it's also kind of fun to just get out and ride and have no agenda, not watching out for anyone else. No one having to watch out for me. So yeah, I kept seeing glimpses of it. I don't know if I caught it on the camera, but there's like a Forest Service watchtower over here to the left. I would love to go up in the fire tower. I'd love to go up and look at it, but I don't think time-wise we're in too good a shape to do that. So again, some beautiful, beautiful vistas. Yeah, I've been hugging the middle of the road a little bit, but got a pretty good spot where I can pretty well see what's coming. Looks like there's some dogwoods or some type of a white type flowering tree in there, and amongst all the oaks and stuff. Some of them don't have full leafage or foliage yet on them. Wow, it's just amazing. This is a super cool ride. If you ever get the chance to do it, by all means, come up here and do it. We're going to actually see, I think it's the Queen Wilhelmina State Park. And I don't know if it's still in service and they still let you stay up here, but I think that there's still a lodge or hotel or something. I can see it up ahead here. I think there's still a place you can stay up here. Kind of cool. Coming up out of Mina, it was kind of amazing. I wish I'd have kind of started the cameras a little sooner, like first leaving town. But it literally, the trees touched each other, arching across the roadway. And absolutely beautiful, beautiful. So, pretty cool. I'm hoping that the battery on my Akeso and the GoPro will last. I'm thinking it's going to take me a little over an hour to get back down this drive, but I'm hoping that the batteries last. Not quite sure where that goes. Country store, Oklahoma State line. I have no clue. I might be going the wrong direction even. Crazy. But we're going to run up here anyhow because I want to see the lodge, if nothing else, even if I have to turn around and go back and backtrack the way that I came. I don't think I will, though. I'll have to look at the phone here when we get up to the lodge. Speed limits on this road are 45. Pretty sure a lot of people probably go way faster than that. Just playing. I don't know if I'd want to play too awful hard on this road because I would imagine it's going to take a little while for them to get help up here if something bad happened. Wow, kind of cool. Little place, I guess, to get snacks or something. Little train. I don't know if it has a little narrow gauge. We'll look as we go back down. But here, I believe this is the Queen Wilhelmina Lodge. I read or listened to the story on this whole thing. I don't remember all of it. I think it was something to the effect that they built this big old lodge up here, trying to attract the rich and shameless to come up onto Talimena Drive. Pretty cool. It's absolutely beautiful. The look out there is just crazy. Absolutely gorgeous. Kind of a big loop going around here. We'll have to look for the little train. I think that I think I saw it down there, but I'm not for sure. I hate it when I do this. Go past something, kind of look like an idiot. Walking the bike back. You are here. This is like the Leap Trail. Guess it's a little walking trail down there. Kind of cool. Be kind of cool to come up here and stay. Be kind of pretty. Hope they have a restaurant and stuff. Look like they did on the backside. Kind of have to have one because there is nothing for you to go, places to go eat if you're staying up here. Not sure how expensive the restaurant is either. That could get pretty darn pricey pretty quick. Looks like they may even have like a little putt-putt golf course or something right here off to the left. They got an old steam engine up here. You can only imagine, like, I don't know if it was supposed to at one time come up here. All the little kids, pretty cute. There is a little train, pretty sweet. So this looks like it's a campground, so I'm gonna flip around and head out. I don't need to bother people. Looks like pretty cool campsites though. Dump station here. So obviously I'm betting that they don't have sewer hookups in their sites, but that's okay. I mean, especially if you're only staying for a day or two. But from the looks of it, it looks like that that they're probably water and electric, so that's kind of cool. Did not know that was up here. And with the speeds you're going, really wouldn't be too big a problem pulling your camper up here, because it's kind of crazy. Kids are pretty cute, all hyped up, ready to go on the train. Let's see here. State lines to the left, highways 270 and 272. So I'm hoping this is right. If not, I guess that we'll be making a scenic tour all around here. Actually going down past this little wonder house. It's kind of a cool old stone house. Looks like they put on some type of amphitheater thing there. Some other bikers coming through. Alright, close the helmet back down. I'm afraid the wind will get too bad for the audio. So we're back on the drive again. Pretty sweet. I'm sure with the camera that's facing me, I should have cleaned my helmet. holy mackerel. I think I killed every bug from here to central Oklahoma with my face of my helmet this morning. Wow, that's kind of crazy. I did not expect that this part of Talimena Drive would be 55 miles an hour, but kind of seems crazy to do it, because why on earth would you want to do a full 55 when you're coming up here to see the views and stuff? I mean, admittedly, you could get down off here a lot quicker, but I don't think that's the point of coming up here. I could only imagine coming through here what some of the guys on sport bikes do on this thing. I'm sure they tear this place up in the summertime. Now the road it's decent, but it would definitely give you some surprises if you were trying to push the limits a little bit. There's some potholes and stuff. Nothing that's going to cause a problem, but might cause a little problem if you were cruising a little fast on the road here. But if you're taking it easy and coming to enjoy the scenic beauty of the place, it's not going to cause you a bit of problems. Historical marker, 1,000 feet. Not a clue what that is. Like I said, I've never been on this part. Last year, I came from the other way and bailed out halfway up. So, let's see if we can read this. Pioneer Cemetery Historical Site. Oh, wow. I truly want to get up here sometime, and maybe the next time I do this, I'll come up the night before and stay at McAllister, and then come up and ride Talimena Drive and just literally spend time at each little place a little bit, take some cool photos and things like that, and take in the sights, and heck, maybe go ride on the train. The pretty cool Mountain Fork Vista. Pretty cool over there. We'll try to sweep out on the next one that's on our side. I feel like I'm rushing along, but I do know that even once I get down off the drive, I got another hour to get back to McAllister, and like I said, I just have that aversion at nighttime of meeting up with a deer with lots of problems in its life, and it's just feeling a little suicidal and jumps in front of the bike. Have no yearning to meet one of those deer.